Twiggy Forrest, Australia's richest man, has thrown the party of the century. I couldn't believe this when I saw it. I was like, hang on, what did he do? So the billionaire has flown 700 of the who's who of Australia's elite to one of his remote mines in the Pilbara. He chartered a fleet of Qantas planes to carry all of his guests from wherever they were, all to his mine.
Get out.
Whether you're against mining or not, if you got an invitation for this mine party, you'd be like, oh, okay, I think I'm going to have to go to that, right?
Isn't it wild, though, that Twiggy has gone, I'm going to have this massive blowout party. Obviously, he's got, like, organisers, and they go, where do you want to do it, Twiggy? Do you want to do it like the Opera House? Do you want to do it
Twiggy,
like,
we can get you anywhere.
anywhere.
Remember, you're a billionaire, Twiggy. You're the richest man in the country.
Super yacht.
Name the spot, we'll sort it.
One of my mines.
Why don't we do it in a big dust bowl? Why don't we do it like 3Ks under the earth?
As gross as it is in these times where, you know, everybody's struggling and he's charting people from around the country, it'd be a vibe.
It's everything you think it is. So he had like one of those fancy light drone shows.
Wow.
He had a live performance from Jimmy Barnes.
That's working class, baby.
Apparently, reports are saying that he tried to get Coldplay, but they wanted 10 million to do it, and Twiggy said no.
I can do 9. It's as high as I'll go.
But
wow.
The detail about this story that I love the most, we haven't even talked about yet. So imagine this. You get invited, you get on a chartered Qantas flight, there's drone shows, there's Jimmy Barnes, but you're looking around, you're going, where's Twiggy?
I mean, Twiggy invited us. Is he going to come? What's happening?
And then in the distance, on one of those giant mining trucks.
Oh, those big ones.
Blaring AC/DC. You see Twiggy with a giant company flag.
What?
Waving it as he arrives to his own party.
Twiggy's here!
Twiggy! 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 Twiggy!
That's awesome. That's mine and money, brother.
I imagine he's making it rain.
Yeah.
He's throwing out hundreds.
Throwing wads of cash at people's face.
That's billionaire energy.
Who was at this party? Who got to
there
go?
was so many people. So 700 of Australia's who's who. You had the Honey Badger emceeing it.
Good to be here. Bit of bloody meat off the bone, isn't it?
Eddie Maguire made an appearance.
That's fair.
We've
That's
got
fair.
Eddie Maguire's number. We should get Eddie on to ask him about Australia's most exclusive party. Because there's only like 700 people who went in the country.
You know what? We do have Eddie Maguire's number. Why don't we call him and he can give us a report from the party? Like, what was it actually like?
What was Twiggy's party like?
Let's call Eddie Maguire next and we can ask him what was Twiggy's party actually like.
Eddie, can you tell us, was the party as cool as it looked?
It was great, but I'll tell you one thing though. While it's extravagant in its size, because everything Twiggy does, it was actually like a great Aussie backyard barbecue because he had many of his staff there, so all the miners and everyone was there, as well as his corporate friends. So so it wasn't like turning up to the Logies on steroids or something like that. It was.
I must say,
steroids.
Eddie.
I did say steroids too. Yeah, but
it did look like that from some of the photos. It did give that Aussie barbecue vibe.
Was he? Sorry,
Jimmy Barnes is
There's
there.
another thing we didn't mention. Was he hanging off a helicopter at some point?
well, as you say, instead of playing Cold Chisel bangers late in the night, he just had Barnesy doing it live. That was all.
That's great.
It was great, and you know what? And everyone was up, on right up on the stage. What we call the mosh pit these days, but back in the day when Barnesy was playing down at the Chevron in Melbourne, it was you're right up the front, and everyone's just dancing, and Barnesy just was sensational. He cranked it up and found a leg and got right into it because everyone was so responsive. But it was great, as I said, in that there's a lot of footy people from Perth and around the place and talking to the miners, and they're wanting to talk about everything that's going on. And I love hot seat. I watch the footy and do all this sort of stuff. And it was all mucking around. At the same time, I'm talking to Kwasi Kwarteng, who's was the former Chancellor of the Exchequer in the United Kingdom, with Hungry Jack Cowan and you know, all these other people, but everyone was standing around in a group, you know, Warren Mundine talking about the whether we vote yes or no, et cetera, et cetera. So it was just one of those. It was a classic Aussie barbecue, if you like.
Wow.
Eddie, I mean,
Except it was in one of the biggest iron ore mines in the world.
With billionaires.
Eddie, I mean, obviously, what you wear would be an interesting question because Eddie being Eddie, you would wear a suit, but obviously you're in the Pilbara, so it'd be hot. Did you opt for the suit?
No, of course I wore the suit. I had to, yeah.
It's kind of your bit. Yeah.
I did, although I did take the tie off and wasn't going to. At one stage, did contemplate whacking it around my head when Barnes was going. The Cabraviche back in the day when Cold Chisel were bringing it out, but I stuck it in the Skyrocket instead. But it was good fun. No, we had look. It was one of those. But we went out and looked around the mine. I mean, it's unbelievable. You actually standing there watching this amazing infrastructure that he didn't nearly get up, and Rio Tinto and BHP were trying to wide ant him and all that sort of stuff. And he's got to go, but you're literally watching him digging up all this red dirt, and it's just turning into gold coins as it goes in the back of the truck. It was
Eddie,
unbelievable, figuratively anyway.
Did you get any takeaways? Did you get a little goodie bag to take home?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Was it like, did he cheap out? Because he's worth 18.4 billion USD. Like, you'd hope you get an iPad or something. Did you get something cool?
No, mate, no. I tell you what, it was pretty basic. It was actually for the mines. You got a pair of those slippers you find sometimes in hotels. Because we were staying in dongers. We were staying in the fly-in, fly-out accommodation for the miners, which was great. You know, back in the day, I was on a single bed and... you know, and in fact, for me, the next morning, the hot water didn't work, which I needed. So I had the full rural experience, the outback experience. But no, it was that and a drink bottle and a couple of things. It wasn't anything close,
I would have expected
great.
a pair of RMs. I mean, he bloody owns them.
Yeah, you would think. I know they're expensive shoes, but it is kind of his company. Like, and that's the thing. I know you say it's all great and you're getting involved in the mines. I don't think Twiggy would have been in a donga. I reckon Twiggy would be sleeping quite luxe with some Egyptian cotton, I'd say.
Well, there is a donga and there is a donga, of course, and some dongas are bigger than others. So, it was fantastic. I was looking for the RM Williams, maybe stuffed with a few thousand options in Fortescue, but no, I got a drink bottle and a pair of slippers that I think it might still be in the donga, I think.
Eddie, mate, we do appreciate you coming on this morning to talk about that amazing party. You have a great day, all right?
Good on you guys. Have a beauty. Melbourne's on fire, and good luck getting your finals tickets this week and go Pies.
Oh yeah.
Thanks, Eddie. I feel like we should do a new segment where it's just like whenever a cool parties happen somewhere in Australia, Eddie's like a show correspondent.
Reviews.
We're like, what happened at the afters after the Brownlow? Whose house did you go to?